Sabina's title for her real estate playlist would be Weaving Dreams and Creating Homes every day in every way. And she loved to jam out with you on that. She credits her mother, a well-known architect, with helping her cultivate her passion for architecture and design, which she's transferred into a career in real estate. Sabina's clients know her to be trustworthy, professional, and knowledgeable because she'll fight for success as you measure it. If asked, she'd tell you her greatest achievement is being a mother to 3 awesome, beautiful, and vibrant daughters and doting on her beloved husband. She loves to play the piano or tennis, take a hike, or travel when she has the opportunity. What would Sabina say about the real estate process, guys? She would say, in a real estate process, there are lots of obstacles and unforeseen situations. Having the right team makes all the difference. She truly believes in teamwork and the right resources. So welcome, Sabina. Go ahead and turn your camera and mic on now. We are so excited to have you here. Hi, hello.
Hi, good morning. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, how is everybody? Let's go check the chat and see how everybody's doing right now. Oh, look, Alex says Sabina, and she has a strong arm emoji for you. Awesome. So these people love you. You're a fan favorite. I'm just kidding. Oh man, is there anything that you want to share with us about the process before I ask you questions? Or are you ready to jump right in, my dear?
We can just jump in.
Perfect. Okay.
Happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you here. So single family homes are already pretty expensive in the Bay Area. So why would someone consider buying a duplex?
Investment. The bigger investment, the bigger is payout. So far in the Bay Area, everything doubles literally in every 10 years. So buying a duplex is very appealing because you can live in one and then you can rent out the other part of the unit. So this can help you to pay off your mortgage. So the condos and a single family home, if you compare to the duplex rent, just to take a rent, right? So the condo and single family price is equivalent to the duplex. So the average 3-bedroom apartment in San Francisco is about $4,000 a month. So which in a duplex unit also is $4,000 a month, just to give you the comparison between the single family home and the duplex. I also can give you an example. So that we, with my buyer, closed a duplex in San Leandro. So the San Leandro is in the East Bay. It was 2 units. One was a 3-bedroom and another unit was a 1-bedroom. So the 3-bedroom unit was occupied by tenants, which turned off a lot of buyers because they wanted the vacant. And most people, when they buy a duplex, they wanted the vacant duplex for their own purposes. So that one, and the other unit was a 1-bedroom and it wasn't remodeled. So my buyer wasn't turned off by it because he couldn't really afford to pay the entire mortgage. So for him, it actually worked out. So there's a few things that we did. If you ever run into a scenario like this, so we approached the family and we asked them, what are their goals? Are they planning to stay or are they planning to move out? So it was a family and they were very happy there and they wanted to stay in that duplex on that bigger side of the duplex. So which kind of checked off one box. And then my client wasn't scared that the 1-bedroom unit wasn't remodeled. It was in a really bad condition. His family's in the construction industry. So he's like, you know what, they're going to help me. Everything going to work out. So he provided those papers. He provided the lease agreement to the lender, and he was able to acquire a really good loan. And so we closed that deal, and my client is super happy, and the tenants are very happy. So the other thing that we did with him, so he renewed his lease, and he brought them up to the current market price, which helped him greatly with the mortgages. He pretty much broke even, and he leased for free in this duplex. So everybody is happy, and mortgage is covered.
I love that. I think that's really helpful and awesome. I'm going to mute you while I'm talking. Can you hear me? Are we good? Okay. I don't want to make sure that there's no feedback in your speakers. So, all right, we're going to move over to our next question. And that's going to be, if I can't afford a home, how can I qualify to purchase a duplex? And I know you were touching on that, so you can go ahead and expand on it a little more.
So there's a few things that you can do. So let's say you can bring the tenant with you. So you, probably with the 1 year agreement that you would need to provide to the lender. So to show your monthly income. The other thing that we did with one of my clients, so he had a roommate with him, so who were willing to move with him. So he's like, I can't afford to pay the entire mortgage, but maybe he can help me. So what we did is we brought him to the house, his roommate, to show him what he's planning to buy, and if the roommate is agreeing to go with him and continue paying the monthly rent. So that would be another option. And then there's another other option I would explore the partner. So you can find a partner, so you can occupy one unit and then your partner will be another, and then you can pretty much split the cost 50-50. So I sold a duplex in Noe Valley, so it's in San Francisco. It was completely vacant, and the buyers were brother and sister. So they went 50-50. The brother said, listen, I travel, so I'll take a smaller unit, but sister got a bigger unit. So whoever takes the bigger portion, they'll just pay a little bit more. So that's what we did. Duplex, the way I look at it, it does require sacrifice, no matter which way you look at it. But at the end of the day, it's always profitable. So I would always go over a single family home if that's what you want.
I love that. I think that's a really helpful thing for anybody to know. So fantastic advice. And I also love the way that you used your story to illustrate that point. Next, yeah, a good follow-up question to that would be like, would I require or would I need a special loan? And then do I also need to have a higher down payment to purchase a duplex? That's something that people often ask. So.
Yes. So for San Francisco, most likely, yes, it will be a jumbo loan. For sure. For other areas like the East Bay, you might not need a jumbo loan because you may be able to find a duplex, which would be around $500,000, right? For the down payment, yes, you do need a 25% down. And why? Because it's the income property, it's a rental property. So talk to the lender and see if they have any other opportunities for you.
I love it. Okay. Well, I probably said awesome 12 times, but I always love hearing people's answers just because I think that this is such good knowledge. So, we've heard that the vacancy rate just shot up during the pandemic. Did this affect duplexes? If so, do you have alternative ideas for people that want to generate income if they're a homeowner, and they're having a difficult time renting out a unit? So.
With COVID, I think everything got affected, and of course, duplexes got affected as well. But however, I look at the neighborhoods. So again, I'll talk about San Francisco. So in San Francisco, we have neighborhoods such as Sunset, Richmond, right, Nob Hill. Those are desirable neighborhoods. Why? Because they're near park. Sunset is near beach. So people now looking for the space. They're looking for something that feels like a neighborhood because we spend a lot of time at home. But so this is how I think why the people the price is still going to be okay for the duplexes in those type of neighborhoods. So I can't speak on other cities. But for the alternative would be a short-term rental, which is Airbnb and VRBO. And Sabrina did an amazing job of telling us in great details about Airbnb, but I'll tell you just a little bit, I'll show you the difference between those two platforms. So if you do decide to go for and use those platforms, so you understand just the overview. So the difference between Airbnb and VRBO, so Airbnb is the platform that they just list the properties, so they don't own the properties, and what they profit by receiving commission from the listed bookings. So if you book something, then they get the profit. Otherwise, they don't profit. In certain cities like San Francisco and Napa, you do need a permit. So I don't know about other cities, but I just know about those two. And you do need a permit for the short rental. Like Sabrina said, if you do rent anything less than 30 days, You do need to get a permit, number one, and number two, it does have to be owner occupied. It doesn't have to be owner occupied. Sorry, if it's owner occupied, then you can rent it only for 90 days a year for short-term rental. So if you go, so basically look at it as long as you're not competing with the hotels. So that would be the biggest fee for the Airbnbs. But you do want to check with your city ordinance for the Airbnb. VRBO works just like Airbnb, and the VRBO it's a vocational rentals by owner, or VRBO. So VRBO are cabins like Lake Tahoe, Lake Berryessa, PML. So those would consider to be as a vocational rentals. So the VRBO was established by HomeAway in 2006, and Expedia purchased HomeAway in 2015. And so now it's the Expedia platform, and it's a #1 competitor to Airbnb. So I'll give you an example. So let's say, so how you can use those platforms. I'll take a triplex in a sunset area right by the beach. So so in the top floor, on the 3rd level, let's say you move in as an owner. So the 2nd level, you can VRBO, which is 30 days plus, right? And then the lower level would be a 1-year lease. So in that scenario, if you moved in as an owner, so you only pay for 1/3 of the mortgage, pretty much, or maybe even less. But of course, there's a property taxes and there's a building insurance, right? But you're still you're only paying 1/3, and then you start generating the equity. So look at it as like, even if you got it, even if you pay for it, you're maintaining and you're acquiring and you getting the equity out of it. If you have an opportunity to live somewhere else and then rent out the entire building, then it's pretty much you're going to break even right away, most likely. What else? Sorry, I'll just
No, you're fine. I apologize for running off. It was because my extension cord came unplugged, and I was like, "Oh no!" The present, because my battery was dying, and I'm like, "This is gonna be bad." That's why I was like, "I better go," because my office is separate, and so I went, "Oh no!" So I just want everybody to know that was watching in the audience that saw me run off and come back. It was because I heard something. I'm like, "Uh-oh." So you're good. We're all good over here. I just wanted everybody, because Sabina did a fantastic job just keeping on talking. So you're good. I hope I wasn't. Okay. So
basically, Gabe, it's one way or another. It does require some sacrifices, but if you're ready and you're up for it, I think it's an amazing investment. And you can always use those different platforms, and they're amazing. I mean, we're so lucky to have Airbnb and VRBO and don't have to rely on a lease. So it's a little different, but it's great.
No, fantastic information. You're a rock star. I appreciate all of that, and especially breaking it down so that everybody knew the difference between everything. That's really important, especially when people are trying to do this specific type of purchase, right? So thank you. So we're going to kind of wrap this up with the last question, and it's a good one. So if you recommend that people should do this for duplexes, would you also think about doing it then for a triplex or a fourplex?
Listen, if your finances allows you, why not, right? Go for it. With every unit in the building, the price actually gets cheaper in the comparison if you do decide to buy each unit separately. The one thing that I want to remind you is that the involvement. So it will require a lot of involvement, especially if you go into fourplex. So you got the fourplex, you're looking into part-time job. Just be ready for it. If you're ready for it, go for it.
Part-time job, income.
Exactly.
So yeah, I can definitely see that, because more things you need to do. So
yeah. You got to maintain, because it's a big building, so there'll be a lot of things going on. I mean, definitely get the home warranty, so you have that. So there's different things that you can get. The bigger you go, I mean, the bigger the return. We know that.
Right.
But one thing, there is a downside about the triplex and fourplex in San Francisco, that they are not you can convert them into condominium down the road if you do want to do this. Where duplex in San Francisco, you can. So you can do the condo conversion after a year. Once you purchase, right? So you reside for a year, and then you can apply for condo conversion. You might have to wait for 2-3 years, because it really depends like how much work you need to do. So what's the inspector going to ask from you? Things you need to be up to code. So, but once you do this, you can, if you do decide to sell after you condo convert, you can double it easy.
In
San Francisco.
That's great knowledge. I hope everybody was listening. I'm sure a lot of you might know that, but Sabina is telling it like it is, and I love it. So, all right. Well, everybody, Sabina's going to be wrapping up here, but we would love it if you have a question that you go ahead and drop it right now in the chat so we can address it while we have her expertise up on the panel. She's only going to be around for a few more minutes, so let's grab as much knowledge as we can out of that brain and see. So if you guys have a question, let us know. Everybody's saying thank you. You got thank you with hearts. You got like emojis.
Love.
I love it.
Love my San Francisco.
That's right. See, look, we went in front of the bookshelf too. We talked about that. So, just doing the bookshelf.
I'm listening.
It looks like there's a question in the Q&A, and I believe this is for you. It says, as an owner, do you recommend doing the property management yourself or using a management company?
Depends how big is the unit. So if you go into the fourplex and you have a full-time job, I would get the property management company. But if you're capable, do it. I do it myself. So
that's why everybody said you're a rock star. She does it all herself. So that's a great answer. And I'm assuming, like you say, the more people you have, but sometimes you definitely need a property management company just because it's hard to control all your assets at the same time. So,
but it's also liability. It takes out the liability from the homeowner. I think it's great to have a property manager too. A lot of my clients, I do recommend them. You just get company, they'll cover everything. So no brainer, no headache. Right. But if it's you and then you're hustling, you're still at that stage that, you just need to do it because you can't afford the property management, try it, see how it goes. And if it works, it works. But I definitely recommend to get a home warranty.
Definitely.
Must have.
Must have, everybody. That was her last words of wisdom. We're going to wrap up because I believe that there's no more other questions for you right now. And so I thank you so much for being up here, Sabina. We really appreciate you and your time and all of your information. So wonderful. Everybody connect with her. She's got all of her social information on her profile. And so go ahead and reach out to her if you have any questions, any more questions about this. And we will talk to you later on the break. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was awesome.
One more question. Sunny snuck that one in. Sunny popped one last one in there. Said,
of course, Sunny did.
What's the short-term rental market like for 2021 and on?
The market is hot. We all know that, especially for single-family home. But I think that it's a good time to buy condos. If you've been looking for condo and this is what you want, look for condos, make sure the HOAs are reasonable priced, because this is something that gets you and bites you if you make a wrong decision. So definitely look into this, and multi-unit duplex. But closer to the end of the year, I think we'll have more opportunities.
Well, you guys from the expert, much appreciated.